What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady.
This story's called Woman Mistakes Me for a Worker and Decides to Yell at Me for Not Knowing Where Vegan Section Is. I go grocery shopping late at night, 1 to 2 a.m., because I attend college during the day and there are fewer people shopping at night. I decided to go to ShopRite because it is open 24 hours. I go in, grab a cart, and quickly go to the water section to grab about 8 to 10 gallons of water because I drink a lot of water a week and I have 3 cats. After that, I go to the deli section to look at meats to make sandwiches. I grab some roasted turkey and some provolone. I see hummus in the fridge section near the deli meats and check the selection out. Along with some smoked salmon, I grab some assorted bread and a pack of cookies. Then, the thought hit me. I still have Amazon Prime, so I have access to Prime Pantry. I can just get the water delivered, and the water costs only 80 cents per gallon through Prime Pantry anyways. I go back to the water section and start putting the gallons of water back. I understand how she could have mistook me for an employee, but then again, I have my purse and other groceries in the cart. As I'm putting the last of the waters away, I hear this lady tell me to hurry up. I'm thinking I must be in her way, so I quickly put the gallon down and stand up, and I turn to see her just glaring at me. These may not be the exact words that were said, but are along the lines of what was said. This happened a few days ago. Lady, who looks to be about in her late 30s to early 40s,
"About time. I need you to bring me to where the vegan section is."
"Oh, I don't know where that is. I'm sorry."
"Are you serious? How do you not know?"
"I'm not familiar with the setting of the store. Also, I don't..."
"But you work here. I don't care if you're new. Help me find it now. I don't have time to dilly-dally."
"I don't work here, but I'm sure if you go down a few aisles..."
"No, stop making excuses. I'm not going to ask some other worker when you're done restocking the water."
I'm getting annoyed and walking towards my cart. "You're irritating me. I already told you that I don't work here. Please F off and go find someone that does work here to help you." The lady starts yelling.
"You Asians are so lazy. I saw you restocking the water. Now you have the audacity to lie to me? Just help me find the vegan section before I tell your supervisor."
I'm too tired for this BS, so I just ignore her and grab my cart to walk towards checkout. She then begins to yell some more about how rude I am and that this is why stores shouldn't employ lazy teenagers. I'm not a teenager though, I'm in my late 20s. I'm at the checkout when I hear the woman's voice screaming.
"That's her. I don't care if she's a kid. I want her fired immediately."
I look back to see her standing to who I assume to be a manager or something. The cashier who's at checkout asks for my card, so I hand her my ShopRite card. I believe this is when it all hit her and the lady just apologized to the manager and mumbled some stuff. Then she sped off in the opposite direction. To be honest, I was too busy with my own transaction to listen to what she said, but yeah, that was so weird. The cashier asked me what happened, and I'm like, "I don't know," and I shrug. I paid for my stuff and went home. Okay, a very obvious trend I've noticed is, why do the Karens and, entitled whoever why do they never believe when the person says that they don't work there? Okay, why would an actual employee lie? I know the whole basis of this is that, these people act irrationally, they think irrationally, they're just irrational people, but, come on. Why would you lie? That just, okay, moving on. This story's called, I Just Got Fired, ... I never thought I would experience this in my lifetime. I'm a hard worker, extremely dependable, and respectful. Not sure how I could lose a job like this, especially when I only just got it. So I work late, and just about every night for the last few weeks, at least, I stop by Walmart to get something for dinner. I usually get off around midnight and stop by on my way home. Every time I'm at Walmart, barely anyone is there except for the night crew, stocking up the store and doing their own thing. Now, from what I have noticed, they don't have much of a uniform. Many of them are in hoodies or jackets of different colors. Just to add some context, I showed up last night and I'm wearing a hoodie. I begin to walk up and down the aisles trying to figure out what I want for dinner. I'm thinking pasta and walk past a few guys who are loading the shelves. All of a sudden, I start hearing this guy yelling. The voice gets much louder. "Hey! Hey! Are you listening?" I turn to look to see what's going on, and this guy approaches me. "You're late again. Don't think I haven't noticed you walking in the door after 12. I begin to laugh, thinking this guy's joking around. Before I can even say anything, he jumps on me. "You think this is funny? Your job must not be important to you. I want you to follow me to the office." Now, I'm completely confused and start looking around like I'm on some sort of hidden camera show. He starts to walk off, and I turn around and go back to shopping. He comes back a minute later and starts to yell, "You want to be fired? Because if you don't come with me now, I will fire you." I start to laugh even harder, then ask him, "What's my name?" He gives me this puzzled look, so I ask him again, "What's my name? Do you even know who I am?" He looks at the other guys in the aisle, who have stopped stocking the shelves at this point to watch this event unfold. He then looks back at me, trying to figure out what exactly to say back to me before his head explodes. "Good luck filing the paperwork to fire me when you don't even know my name." I continue to laugh at this whole stupid charade. I pick up some ingredients for spaghetti, trying to give this guy a clue. He storms off, and I look at the other guys in the aisle. I'm sure he'll figure it out eventually. "I don't work here." They start laughing, and I go on. "Can't believe I lost the job I just found out I had in the same night." "It's alright, buddy. It obviously wasn't that much of a loss if the dude in charge doesn't even know your freaking name." This story's called "Karen and Company Harass Me for a Table at a Restaurant I Clearly Don't Work At." Alright folks, this is my first ever Reddit post, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I was binge watching Voicey here and r/, and remembered a good r/IDontWorkHereLady moment from a few years ago. Every summer, my family and I go to my grandpa's cabin. It's a 9-hour drive and located on a beautiful lake near a very small town. And because of its size, there is basically just one big restaurant in town. My family and I went into town for the summer market, and luckily we had booked a reservation for the restaurant before the market. By the time we arrived for our reservation, the lineup for the restaurant was out the door and around the corner of the street. I was also 14 at the time, but I looked 9. Story: my family and I had just sat down in the outside area of the very crowded restaurant after a couple of hours of wandering the summer market. I ordered my usual, a chicken wrap with a side of crispy green beans, 10 out of 10 recommend, and then I realized I needed to pee. The table was set up where one side was on the wall, therefore half the people were sitting on a couch connected to the wall, and the other side had regular chairs. Our table was in the corner, and I was in between my oblivious sister and my fresh out of the hospital grandfather, and I went to scooch to the side to wiggle out. My oblivious sister didn't notice I was trying to get by at first, so she didn't move whatsoever. When she went to move her legs, she kicked my knee accidentally, and I stumbled with the grace of a newborn giraffe. As stated earlier, so it was a small restaurant, so my little fiasco caught attention. Luckily, most people in the restaurant were chill, or maybe just really high since the town is known for its pot, and they all just laughed and asked if I was okay. Thinking nothing of it, I skipped towards the main entrance to the restaurant where the line was. As I was walking past the line, I heard possibly the most annoying, shrill, what I now realize is a typical entitled Karen voice, call out over the music.
"Hey, I'd like a table for 5, please."
Once again, I thought nothing of it because there were several exhausted waitresses scrambling around trying to take orders and seat impatient customers. Like a normal person, I assumed that the Karen was talking to a waitress. That is, until I felt a light smack on my elbow. I turned around, wondering if my sister had followed me. Nope. I was faced with a 40-something-year-old woman with badly dyed, armpit-length blonde hair that looked like she tried to straighten it with a $1 straightener from a Barbie set. She had one of those black, kinda see-through, butt-length and way too widely scooped neck shirts with elbow-length sleeves, and paired with flare jeans and chunky gold jewelry, the kind that you get off eBay thinking it was going to make you look rich, and a pair of oversized sunglasses on her head. Karen, now annoyed,
"Excuse me, can I have my table now? It's so hot in the sun, I need to be seated now."
Now, keep in mind, I am an incredibly anxious person who would rather dance on Legos than endure confrontation, especially with strangers. Even more so when I was 14. Any type of social confrontation makes me freeze up and practically cry on the spot. So, naturally, I froze and stared at her like a deer in headlights before turning tail and fleeing into the restaurant and practically sprinted to the bathroom stall. About 10 minutes later, I made my way back outside, and the second Karen spotted me, she stopped her foot.
You! Here! Right now!
Or?
No!
My dumb, persuasive booty decided to listen to her, and on the verge of tears, I walk over to her. Yes? Karen, hands on her hips with a face that I'm pretty sure I see in my sleep paralysis.
Listen here, young lady, and you listen good. You sat down at that table when you should have been working. Can't you see how busy this place is? Some of us have been waiting for 25 minutes. I tried to politely wave you over, but you just sat there chatting with customers. And then you go to the kitchen and I call you again and you ignore me. Twice.
She wags her fingers at me like I'm a dog or something.
Get off your butt and go do your freaking job and get me a table like I've asked 4 times already.
I was literally frozen in shock and fear. My brain finally put the pieces together. This lady thought I worked at the restaurant, despite looking nothing like a waitress. First of all, I looked 9, accentuated by my ripped, shabby pink leggings and secondhand blue tank top. Secondly, all the waitresses were over age 19 and wearing a black dress shirt with black pants and an apron. How this lady came to the conclusion that I was a waitress was beyond me. Having never encountered someone this stupid, I genuinely didn't know what to do except stand there with my jaw slack. When I didn't respond, one of Karen's fellow Wine Mom squad members piped up. Let's call her Linda.
Excuse me, Karen is speaking to you. Go do your flipping job now.
Me? Finally managing to find my voice. I don't work here. Sorry. I thought this would be the end of it, but Karen exploded.
You've got to be crapping me. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Never in my life have I met such a dumb, rude, worthless employee. If you want to keep this job, I suggest you get me a table.
No! But I'm here for dinner with my family. I don't even work.
Yeah, and you should give us that corner table.
She points at the table my family is sitting at.
Yes, I want that one.
At this point, I start to cry and just walk away. Karen and company literally start screaming. And I mean screaming. So I just cried harder. By this point, everyone outside was looking at me. A sobbing 14-year-old girl being cursed at by middle-aged women, and some were shouting at the Karens. Sadly, I don't remember what they said because it was over 6 years ago. But apparently, a manager was called, and even after the manager said that I was not an employee, Karen and company continued their shrieking about how unfair this was. Roar? Okay. And then got kicked out. Also, apparently, my dad had to hold back my grandpa, who literally still had 20 plus stitches in his chest from emergency open heart surgery, from going over there and beating the crap out of them. My mom let me order a piece of cake and my sister drew a flower on the napkin to try and make me feel better. Sorry if you found this really anticlimactic. Personally, I think it traumatized me for a while and it definitely didn't help my social anxiety issues. If you listen to this, thank you. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening. Alright, first of all, Hopeless Echoes, the Redditor who wrote this, I hope you're listening. Second, poor you, 14-year-old that looks like 9-year-old you. Personally, I haven't really had to deal with social anxiety for a long time, and I mean like since I was probably around 13. That was the last little bit of social anxiety I've experienced. But I do know that it is horrible to deal with. But anyways, I personally found that story actually very good and very well written, and I'm proud to have you as a member of the Anti-Karen Task Force. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.